In July, the ACC, Big Ten, and Pac-12 sent 2 student athletes and a faculty representative from each school to Alabama. It was a quest to learn more about the 1965 civil rights protests that began in Selma and ended in Montgomery. Representing NC State were men's soccer player Kendall Edwards, Senior Associate AD for Leadership, Inclusion, and Engagement Raymond Harrison, and women's golfer Pilar Burchot.
When I got there, that's when it got real. I think it was much more impactful and emotional than I expected.
Once we got there, to see, first of all, just from the ACC representation, and then the Big Ten and the Pac-12, it was like, wow.
I knew about the history, I knew about civil rights, but I really wanted to go and be curious. I didn't want to have any assumptions about anything. I really wanted to open myself up and to be able to not just learn, but the experience what that weekend was going to be about.
Early March 1965, peaceful protesters took to the streets of Selma, Alabama to bring attention to violence against blacks, civil rights differences, and to get more registered black voters in Alabama. But shortly after crossing the Edmund Pettus Bridge, protesters were met by state troopers and local law enforcement who used brute force to stop the march. The day would become known as Bloody Sunday. Despite the violence, the goal remained the same: to take their message from Selma to the Capitol in Montgomery. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. joined the protesters, and on March 21st, a successful journey began. It ended 5 days and 54 miles later. Their efforts and their message led to President Lyndon Johnson signing the Voting Rights Act of 1965.
54 miles, right? And then they tell us it was 5 days of marching. That was something that too, it was just like, wow, like what in this world do you care about enough to do something like that for?
Those from the trio of conferences who attended the July event heard eyewitness accounts from those who walked in the protest of 1965. Cheyenne Webb Christberg was 8 at the time. Lydia Blackman Lowry was 15.
The woman that was 15 when she marched, she was running away from one officer, and he hit her from the back, and she fell on the ground and she passed out. Having someone telling us firsthand what happened and what they experienced, I think was mind-blowing for me.
They visited First Baptist Church of Selma, the starting block of the march to Montgomery.
To go to the church and meet people who were so passionate about Selma, Alabama, and what their history meant and what even that church meant to them. I think that was just incredibly powerful and really just, it was sobering.
In 1965, all these people from different races, different ethnicities were walking all together for one same goal. In that weekend, we were all seeing athletes from different races, different ethnicities, all walking the same path.
Walking on the same Edmund Pettus Bridge that before they had only seen in black and white images.
It's exactly the same, right? Even the Edmund Pettus Bridge, the font on top of the bridge, everything's the same. It's like this is literally where people marched for voting rights.
To walk across that bridge and to feel the presence of all those folks, and then to come on the other side of the bridge and then not see anybody there, to me, was powerful in that it signals some change, but the reality is there's still a long way for us to go to create racial equity and social justice.
It was an impactful weekend, united in Selma, retracing significant steps of history.
How do we share our experience and our stories with our teammates, our classmates, the people that we're around every day, and make things better here, understand more, educate more, and listen more.